What if the smart career move in 2026 isn't chasing the coasts, but escaping them? Today, we're counting 10 states where Americans are trading overpriced studios for jobs in growing tech and healthcare hubs, often in small to mid-sized metros that still feel human. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Here's the thing. Overall moves slowed after the pandemic, but the people who are moving are doing it on purpose. We'll reveal the metros pulling 80% plus inbound, the states with strong net and interest, and why legacy hubs keep bleeding talent anyway. If you want space, opportunity, and a life, this list will point you south and west. Number 1, Texas. Texas keeps siphoning talent while coastal rents eat paychecks. Why are people trading a cramped studio for a backyard and an extra room? Because the math hits different when your paycheck isn't sliced by state income tax and your mortgage doesn't look like a luxury car payment. But here's the catch. Roads are slammed, the grid groans during heat waves, and Austin-Dallas bidding wars turn affordable into bring cash. Let that sink in. Here's the thing. Jobs are scaling. Chip plants ring Austin, data centers stack up near Fort Worth, and Houston blends energy with software. Visual Capitalist shows massive inbound, while DFW posts steady net job growth and San Antonio's cybersecurity corridor keeps hiring. The affordability delta versus coastal hubs still favors Texas when you pair median home price with income and post-2020 relocations. If you're remote or tech-adjacent, Texas pays, and yes, you'll inherit heat and commutes. Number 2, Florida. Florida isn't just selling sunshine. It's selling bigger paychecks and faster ladders in healthcare, aerospace, and fintech, thanks to no state income tax and metros that actually hire. But here's the catch. Homeowners and flood insurance can detonate your budget. Climate risk pushes premiums up fast, and one storm season can erase your tax savings. Let that sink in. Let's break it down. Tampa's medical and defense corridor keeps adding jobs. Miami leans fintech and a LATAM gateway. Orlando runs on simulation and defense. Florida pulls heavy inbound moves with a high out-of-state share. Cost of living can undercut coastal peers, but premiums eat into that gap. Tampa and Jacksonville pull steady migration. Retirees flood in, which supercharges healthcare hiring. Number 3, North Carolina. Raleigh-Durham doesn't shout, it recruits. Labs, AI shops, and legacy tech plug straight into Duke, UNC, and NC State. And the emails say start date, not maybe later. It's real, it's happening. But here's what nobody tells you. RTP area prices climbed, and traffic turned into a hobby you didn't ask for. The deal is still good, just no longer clearance bin good. Let's break it down. North Carolina ranks high for inbound interest, with Wilmington pulling an 83% inbound share. Quiet magnet energy. Raleigh's median rent to salary beats Silicon Valley's scale, so your paycheck buys evenings, not just square feet. Net tech postings stay healthy. Charlotte stacks fintech and energy jobs, and the university pipeline keeps refilling teams without pause. Number 4, South Carolina. South Carolina keeps landing at the top of where people want to move lists for a reason. The math works and the lifestyle sells. Move Buddha shows an in-to-out ratio of 1.97 across 2020 to 2025. Nearly 2 moving in for everyone out. Let that sink in. But here's the catch. Wages can trail, and coastal insurance will humble your spreadsheet. The cost of living runs about 9% below national, housing roughly 18% lower. Yet flood and wind premiums on the coast push totals back up. Now the engine. Boeing anchors Charleston, Upstate rides BMW plus an EV and battery supplier Wave. Greenville layers a legit startup scene on top of advanced manufacturing. Retirees, 18.7% of residents, fuel steady healthcare hiring and service growth. Greenville stays cheaper than Charleston, which commands the lifestyle premium. Number 5, Tennessee. Nashville and Knoxville are putting artists, coders, and lab nerds on the same block. Why? No state income tax means your raise actually shows up, even with the higher sales tax whispering in the background. But here's the catch. Nashville housing went from steel to concert ticket surge pricing in 5 years, and the roads feel like an afterthought on Friday at 4 p.m. Let that sink in. The engine is real. Nashville hosts a stack of healthcare HQs expanding headcount. East of there, Oak Ridge and Knoxville spin up national lab tech and spin-offs. Memphis leans logistics and medical devices, feeding steady operations roles. Median home prices climbed faster than incomes in Nashville, but the tax advantage and employer expansions keep net movers coming. Target Knoxville or Nashville's suburbs, and you get growth roles without coastal burn rates. Number 6, Arizona. Engineers are landing in Phoenix like it's a lunar base. Why? Chips, water-savvy planning, and sun that never clocks out. The TSMC fabs in North Phoenix are the anchor, with a second plant queued up. Suppliers chase them across the valley, which means thousands of roles beyond the clean room. Materials, equipment, testing, the whole stack. But here's the catch. 110 degrees isn't a vibe, it's logistics. Growth lives or dies on grid upgrades and tight water policy. Arizona's pushing grid modernization and aggressive water management while data centers pile in, hungry for power and cooling. Here's the thing. Net inbound stays strong because the cost delta versus SoCal still wins. Phoenix rents hit your wallet like a mid-tier phone bill, not a mortgage cosplay. Tucson layers aerospace on top, giving engineers options. Number 7, Idaho. Boise used to be a whisper. Now it's the move if you want startup energy without coastal chaos. Remote workers keep rolling in for the trails and laptop combo, and the outdoor economy sells weekends hard. It's real. It's happening. But here's the twist. Prices sprinted. Median home values jumped post-2020, and locals feel boxed out while wage growth tries to catch up. Let that sink in. Idaho ranked 3rd on MoveBuddha's 2025 list with a 1.78 in-to-out ratio, which means serious inbound pressure. Let's break it down. Cybersecurity and ag tech niches add white-collar roles, while remote hires bring big market pay to local coffee shops. Inbound shares stay high across rankings, even as affordability tightens. Tech salaries trail national averages in some roles, but cost of living still softens the blow. Number 8, Nevada. Vegas isn't just slots. It's logistics hubs, esports arenas, and scrappy startups doing corporate math with no state income tax. Keep more of your paycheck, then reinvest it in your own thing. Simple incentive, big behavior shift. But here's the catch. Housing went frothy fast. Water scarcity headlines spook cautious movers, and a service-heavy mix can wobble in downturns. Let that sink in. Reno's Tesla-Panasonic battery corridor anchors advanced manufacturing and logistics, pulling suppliers and mid-tier engineering gigs. Vegas layers a booming sports and entertainment economy with tech, warehousing, and content jobs. Data centers pile in for land and power deals. Inbound shares stay strong, fueled by intermountain moves and the tax edge. Rents still undercut West Coast ratios when stacked against median incomes. Number 9, Georgia. Atlanta keeps stacking wins. Headquarters migrating in, film crews rolling, fintech hiring, without New York rent draining your raise. It's a magnet. Between 2023 and 2024, 266,000 new residents arrived from other states. Let that sink in. But here's the catch, sprawl and traffic. Pick wrong and you're living in your car. In-town prices climbed, and the commute tax is real if you cross 2 interstates twice a day. Let's break it down. FinTech Alley in Alpharetta pulls payments and fraud tech roles. Pinewood/Trilith Studios spin year-round production jobs. The Port of Savannah pushes containers inland, feeding logistics, warehousing, and supply chain ops across the state. Inventory jumped 36.7% year over year in July 2025, giving buyers leverage. median home price versus salary still favors Atlanta, and infrastructure expansions keep chipping away at bottlenecks. Number 10, Alabama. Huntsville hires rocket scientists like it's Tuesday. Birmingham grows hospital wings like coffee shops. That's the setup, and yes, it's real. But here's the catch. Outside those hubs, wages trail and amenities swing hard by zip code. You can land a deal on a house, then drive 25 minutes for a decent sushi roll. Let that sink in. Let's break it down. Redstone Arsenal anchors NASA and DoD contractors, giving Huntsville one of the densest STEM job pools in the region. Birmingham's medical district keeps adding roles across care, research, and admin. Down south, the Port of Mobile feeds logistics and shipbuilding. Alabama ranks top 10 for inbound moves, with a cost of living 12% under the US and housing 18% lower. Median values hover near $200,000, serious buying power. Pick Huntsville or Birmingham, and you get real careers, low carry costs, and faster promotions. Like this video so the algorithm thinks I'm important. Subscribe because someday you'll want to escape. Would you trade a prestige zip for a faster promotion and a mortgage you can breathe under? Yes or nope? Drop it below.